I really appreciated the opportunity to speak to so many of you. It seems like, by my estimation, probably a majority of you were able to come out and tour Juvenile Hall. I've seen some nodding heads. You found that interesting? Good. You know, that puts you in a really select group of people. I'll share with you this anecdote. We often, because of our proximity to the state capitol here in Sacramento, I always like to open up our juvenile hall to legislators and legislative staff. And almost every time I do, I ask them for a show of hands, you know, often a small group, how many of you have ever toured a juvenile hall like this before? And invariably, the answer is 0. And these are the people who are writing laws about our criminal justice system. So, you know, with due respect for their knowledge and wisdom and ability to craft thoughtful legislation, sometimes more thoughtful than others, there's a surprising amount of darkness about the juvenile justice system. And part of that is by design, because we want to keep it confidential and we want to help young people who are in that system successfully get out of it. We don't want any kind of stigma following them as they become successful, hopefully later in life. But it's also important that we balance a little bit of that with transparency. So I'm glad that you all got an opportunity to walk around a little bit, see what's going on, ask questions. I know that I enjoyed the back and forth. I felt like I probably could have stood up there for a couple hours. The questions just kept coming, but eventually we had to say, hey, go take a look, walk around. It's going to be really valuable. You know, we truly believe, I appreciate the district attorney's comments about the value of redemption and rehabilitation. That's really our DNA. That's really what we believe in. Not because we are able to achieve that, unfortunately, with every person. You know, we've all worked in the justice system long enough. We see plenty of failure. We see people who just can't get it right the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or the 10th time. But really our mission is to work with all our justice partners, and I think we all share this orientation now, as the DA correctly pointed out. We really push that because we believe in second chances. I've seen people come out of the SHU at Pelican Bay who were serving life sentences, and one guy I'm thinking of right now, he's home with his daughter as a dad, and he's helping to, you know, just have a new and different life at 50 or 60 years of age. It can happen, and we try to do everything we can to make that happen. You know, my belief as the chief of our department is that we owe it to you all to be transparent. I believe I truly do work for you. I believe that my department is your taxpayer money. I take that seriously. I wasn't crowned king. No one came down from the heavens and embodied me with power. My job is to answer to you. So I really want to appreciate and thank you all for what you've done by embarking on this class, because now you are informed, better informed members of the electorate. You can ask thoughtful questions, and you can say, hey, hold on a second, I know a little bit about the justice system. This doesn't make sense. It seems like it should be this way, or why is it that way? Or, you know, when you vote, you're better informed voters. And we really appreciate that, because we need that. You're our jurors, you're our voters, you're our citizens. And you know, we as officials, and particularly elected officials, we're accountable to you. So thank you all, and one final thank you to the district attorney, Anne Marie Schubert. You all know this, but you are extremely lucky to have such a dedicated official who makes time in her schedule. She comes to be here. She created this program, of course with partnership support from our law enforcement, but it's really her brainchild to create this opportunity to interface with members of the public. So why don't we give a final thank you.